could you walk us through the main pathways to obtain Turkish citizenship through investment today?
And there are three main routes to obtain Turkish citizenship through investment way. And the most popular is purchasing real estate worth at least 400,000 USD and keep it for 3 years.
What one piece of advice each of you would give to ensure a smooth and successful process?
Well, I would advise that take your time to understand the market and your personal goal. And we are here to help you anytime regarding Turkish real estate. So I would be glad to help you anytime.
Fantastic. Hello, everyone. Welcome to yet another 1881 Global Investment Podcast, where we explore residency and citizenship opportunities for global investors and entrepreneurs. My name is Aman Jaspal. I'm a senior licensed immigration advisor with 1881 Global Mobility. Today, we are heading to Turkey, a country that sits in the crossroads of Europe and Asia and has quickly become one of the world's most sought after investment destinations. We'll unpack how investors can secure residency and even citizenship through property investment in Turkey. Joining me today are two amazing guests: Sharfa Qureshi, founder and CEO of Properties Portal Turkey, who has helped countless international buyers invest in Turkey with clarity and trust, and Aybike, her legal partner and expert in Turkish real estate and immigration law. Sharfa, Aybike, thank you so much for being here today. So I'd start with Sharfa. Sharfa, what makes Turkey a real estate market so appealing right now for global investors?
Turkish real estate market makes global investor right now is its strategic location. First of all, bridging between Europe and Asia. It gives global investor a wide range of diversified portfolio ranging from modern apartments to luxury villas, and additionally there's strong rental potential and also long-term value. And also the government, which is providing right now the opportunity of getting Turkish citizenship by acquiring real estate, which allows global investors to seek both lifestyle and legal residency opportunity. So the market is quite dynamic for the investors who want something stable and long term, and also a strong market to exit in the future.
That's wonderful. And Shafa, beyond Istanbul, generally, which is the place where a lot of people end up looking at investments, what other regions or cities are emerging as strong investment locations, perhaps for lifestyle or for value growth?
Well, Istanbul still set as a top destination in Turkey, but the people who are looking for lifestyle focused investment, definitely right now we have cities like Bodrum, Antalya, Izmir that offers lifestyle focused investment with, of course, seasonal rentals and high potential value. So it depends again upon the investors' preferences, that what they want to prefer and how they want to exit the market later in the future. And also their financial budget is very important to choose that sort of investment for them.
So, could you give us a brief idea about what this investment looks like?
About the lifestyle or the investment, you mean?
What is the difference in investment? Let's say somebody wants to invest in Istanbul compared to in Boardroom. What is it? Is it the requirement for investments the same for both the locations?
Well, actually, Istanbul is a big city. So when it comes to investment, the potential for buying and selling is much higher. And here, the investors, more international buyers, also plus Turkish, we do have. But when we compare it to the other cities, those are more like people who are looking to be far away from a big city, who want small coastal kind of lifestyle. So definitely Bodrum and Antalya could be a great option for them. And again, the rentals over there are seasonal. So mostly it's like people usually go there for summer, not winter. But Istanbul is like open for all the seasons. Istanbul has the all options available, so it keeps your investment actually up to date, okay, and easy to rent, easy to sell your property as compared to the investment in other cities.
Wonderful. I have been to Bodrum and I can vouch for it. It's an amazing place. What a beautiful beach and great resorts there. So yeah, I mean a great investment option if somebody is looking to invest a place out of Istanbul. So Bodrum is definitely one beautiful city. Sharfa, moving on, you often speak about transparency and trust in the property process. What are some common mistakes or misconceptions foreign buyers should be aware of?
Well, the common misconception about Turkey is that the purchase process is not that straightforward. But actually, it's really straightforward when you do not mistakes like checking the property's legal status and the regulations that are being implemented right now, because the government keeps changing the regulation. So it's so important for investor to be informed about such regulation, hidden charges, and for that they must work with an expert that could help them and that could actually reduce their chances to make such mistakes. So it's very important that they should be informed about each process from A to Z. This will allow them to trust the market more and to make a decision more clearly.
Wonderful. And Sharfa, for clients investing in citizenship with they want to have a citizenship in mind because there are a lot of countries that offer different kinds of golden visas. For someone who's looking for citizenship, how does your team help in selecting properties that fit both their lifestyle and more meet the legal requirements for citizenship and residency for Turkey?
So the process that we provide is comes with legal compliance and personal preferences. So if someone is looking to invest, what we do is that we firstly for understand the client's goals and their what they want to like. They want to do it for their preference, like just for investment, lifestyle, or both. So after then we verify the property that is with our legal team, that is it this property is suitable for citizenship or not. Okay, and after then we help them to do our by doing our due diligence and support them while also with the after sales support. So this process makes it more easier for them and they can easily rely on us to take care about everything from their investment to getting their Turkish passport and also taking care of their property later on for rental or for just keeping it as they want.
Excellent. I want to now move to Aybike. We have her for the first time at our podcast here. So, Aybike, it would be great if you could talk to our viewers, tell them a little bit about yourself. If you could kindly introduce yourself, what you do, and what your background is, and what your association with Sharfa and Turkey real estate is.
Of course, and hi everyone. First of all, and my name is Aybike Güher, and I am founding partner at BGK Partners Law Firm. I graduated from Istanbul University Faculty of Law in 2018, and for the past 6 years, I have been practicing professionally in the field of the immigration and foreigners law in Istanbul. And thank you very much for inviting me to this podcast. I truly believe it will be very insightful and valuable discussion. And thank you so much, and Mr. Aman.
Thank you. It's lovely to have you here for the first time. Just so moving on, IBK, could you walk us through the main pathways to obtain Turkish citizenship through investment today?
And there are three main roads to obtain Turkish citizenship through investment way. And the most popular is purchasing real estate worth at least 400,000 USD and keep it for 3 years. Alternatively, investors can deposit 500,000 USD in a Turkish bank, invest in a company, or purchase government bonds or fund shares and also keep them for 3 years.
So you said apart from it, so it's not just property, but you can also put money into a bank in Turkey. Is that correct? Is it in a Turkish bond or just money into a savings account? Will that suffice?
Yes, yes, and this alternative way is also like that. But the most popular is purchasing the real estate worth at least 400,000 USD because if I compare the amount and the real estate is has a more benefits and also the clients and the investors can rent out this property and also save the money for 3 years, even if they cannot sell this property.
Wonderful. All right, great. That's great to know. I mean, it's great to know that there are other alternatives as well, but absolutely, I think property is the most valuable sort of investment tools. You do grow with it, but the value of the property also goes over the span of years. Moving on, there's a lot of talk about the US dollars 400,000 property investment rule. Can this be spread across multiple properties, IBK, or is it just in one property has to be a minimum of $400,000?
Yes, and as I said, the most popular way to obtain Turkish citizenship is purchasing the real estate, and there is no limit for the properties. The only important thing is the total amount of the properties needs to meet the investment amount. So you can purchase and three property for different location. It's not will be at the same city or same location, and after that, if the total amount and meet the investment amount, you can apply for the citizenship.
All right, that's wonderful. So it's great to know that you can use this $400,000 property investment rule spread across multiple properties, not just multiple properties, but also multiple properties in different cities in Turkey as well, right?
Yes.
Wonderful. So let's move to the next question. What does the step-by-step process really look like from a lawyer's point of view, from purchasing a property to actually receiving a passport? Roughly, how long does the whole process take? Could you take us down through the whole journey?
If I explain briefly, and first the investor should choose the suitable property according to citizenship application and the Turkish law. And the property needs to be at least 400,000 USD, and also there is no line on the property. In addition to the property, the evaluation reports needs to be at least 400,000 USD. Purchasing process and meaning the money transfer need to be according to Turkish law and the citizenship rules. I mean, it should be the suitable description and also receiving the foreign exchange receipts from the Turkish Central Bank. For the title deed process, once completed the title deed transfer under the investors' names, the citizenship annotation not to sell 3 years should be added to the property. Next, the land registry office issued the conformity certificate and confirms the applicant's immigration status as an investor. Then the investor can apply for investment residence permit followed by the citizenship application. Obtaining Turkish ID cards and Turkish passport can take around 1 year after making the citizenship application, because Turkish government makes deeply reviewing process before giving an approval for the citizenship application. But also I need to say that it can be changed time to time, because sometimes and the government office workload is really so much, and that's why it can be delayed. But for example, I can need to say that we made the application in this year in August, and last week we received the Turkish ID card. In 3 months we received the passport, but we cannot give the exact time, because sometimes the government workload, because of the government workload, it can take around 1 year, but sometimes we can receive in 3 months. But I can say, according to my experience, its maximum takes 1 year after making the citizenship application.
Okay, wonderful. That's much faster than a lot of countries. So that's wonderful to know. IBK, I have a question now following, which is more relevant today because a lot of countries offer citizenships, and a lot of countries offer golden visas, a lot of countries offer residencies. So a lot of people get confused between these terms. So from a lawyer's perspective, and especially keeping Turkey in mind, how does a residency by investment differ from citizenship by investment? And can someone start with residency and later transition to citizenship? Or for Turkey, you get your citizenship straight away? Could you elaborate and discuss that with us, please?
Yes, sure. And Turkey also has a residency programs, and one of them is the most popular is residency by investment. And residency by investment total amount is 200,000 USD, and you can choose the property limited area stated by the Turkish government. It's different from the citizenship, because for the citizenship application you are fully free to choose the property about the location, but for the property residence permit you can only choose limited area stated by the Turkish government, because some of the area already blocked for the foreigners. And also the residence permit and giving around 2 years, and of course you can renew it as long as you have the property. If you want to apply for Turkish citizenship investment residence permit, you shouldn't be abroad more than 180 days in last 5 years. So you should stay in Turkey at least 5 years to make citizenship application. This citizenship application called general way, so you should also attend the interview and should need to speak Turkish. So it's totally different than the citizenship program by investment. You need to stay in Turkey and you need to live in Turkey, and also you need to speak Turkish.
Okay, that's very good, valuable information. Thank you for sharing that, IBK. So, from what I understand, these are completely different programs, and the requirements, although for the residency program is literally half, it's 200,000 US dollars, but there are way more requirements if you want to move towards citizenship. However, if you're investing $400,000, it is much more liberal. You can invest that money anywhere in Turkey. And I'm assuming there is no English language requirement, Turkish language requirement, pardon
Yes.
me, on that. Wonderful. Great. So just moving on, what are the key legal documents and check investors should request before committing to a purchase, like appraisal reports, title deed verifications, and zoning clearances? What all do they need to check beforehand?
And the property needs to be suitable for citizenship application according to Turkish law. That's why we make due diligence process as a lawyer. The owner should be Turkish person or Turkish company. If the owner is foreigner or the foreigner company, and this property cannot be used for the citizenship application, there should be no line or mortgage or any annotation on the property. Also, the most important thing is the evaluation reports needs to be at least 400,000 USD.
Wonderful. That's really valuable information. Thank you, IPK. I want to move on now to the next segment, which is a little bit more towards the investment structure and the process of money transfer, which is again something very important that a lot of people would like to know. How should foreign investors legally transfer funds to Turkey so that the transaction qualifies under the citizenship program requirements, IPK?
And the investor can open a bank account in Turkey with passport and potential Turkish tax number. Then they can deposit the required amount for the property to their Turkish bank account and transfer to the owner's bank account with the suitable description for the citizenship. Or the owner directly sent the required amount from abroad to owner's Turkish bank account. After that, the owner exchanged the money to Turkish lira and issued the foreign exchange receipts from Turkish Central Bank.
Wonderful. And just adding on to that, are there any restrictions on where foreigners can buy property or limits on land ownership, size, and zoning?
Foreigner can buy property almost anywhere in Turkey, but not in military or security zones. Also, a foreign individual can own up to 30 hectares in the total across the country, and no more than 10% of the land in any district can be owned by the foreigners. Zoning rules also apply. For example, agricultural or forest land may not always be eligible for the purchase or citizenship purpose.
Thank you so much, Abhika. That was really insightful information. I think a lot of people would be really happy to know a lot of information that you have shared. We move back to to Sharfa, who's been waiting patiently here. So, Sharfa, coming back to you, how are properties typically priced? What's the general price? And are they in US dollars, Turkish lira? And how do currency fluctuations affect buyers and their returns in the market?
Well, mostly properties here they are priced in USD, and some projects do offer in Turkish lira too. But mostly investors they prefer to buy in USD because of the stability. And also when we talk about the fluctuation, so what happened is that property prices in Turkey especially they keep rising, they do not fall. So this allow investor actually to get benefit from the fluctuation because the construction cost and is already in USD, and also the infrastructure that has been happening in Turkey is actually increasing the property prices of the property itself. So it does benefit investors in a long run, but they have to be very much conscious about the time and the strategy they are buying into, and especially the property they're investing into. So these factors are really important in order to be conscious about this fluctuation.
Wonderful. I think that's great information, Sharfa. Sharfa, I also wanted to understand, you've dealt with a lot of clients over your, years being associated with Turkish real estate property. From your client experiences, are most of them seeing this move to Turkey from overseas as a lifestyle decision or as a profitable real estate investment, or maybe both of that?
Well, for most investors, is actually both. Especially their first preference is Turkish citizenship, and then the second is either purely investment or lifestyle. But since now the world is changing, the conditions are changing around the country. So now people are preferring to keep it as also as a lifestyle for the secondary options because Turkey offers a rich culture, modern amenities, and some benefits like free education and healthcare system. So yeah, now investors are preferring to keep this as an open option. But yeah, at the meanwhile, they are keeping it as an investment property. And later, if they want to move it, they are also thinking as a lifestyle option as well. So it's like I would say it's the both right now.
We move to the next segment. It's more about I want to get some more information on due diligence and legal protections that Turkey offers or are required there. So, one of my first question is to Sharfa. You often describe your approach as bringing clarity and calm to an often busy and noisy market. How do you build that into your client experience and the due diligence process that you have?
Well, the Turkish market can be sometimes overwhelming for the investors, but what we do is that we provide the clarity and the calmness in a way that comes from proper foundation, transparency, and understanding our clients' requirements. So, our first priority is to understand what their needs are and what their objectives are. Then we offer them those kind of curated options that allow them to make their decision more easier. So it's and also right now there are so many companies and agents that are working, and sometimes the clients can get confused about the market. So we offer them about the market trends, about the places that are currently hot for them. So it totally this makes this kind of environment is so important to feel client informed and to make their investment secure for the future also.
Wonderful. Thank you for sharing that information, Sharfa. I want to move back to IBK. What are the most common legal pitfalls foreign buyers generally face in Turkey, and how can they avoid them early on?
The most common issues are title deed errors, overvalued properties, and incomplete paperwork. Some buyers also face problems when the property is not eligible for the citizenship program. And the citizenship program, and especially for foreigners, it's so important because even if there is some mistake and there is some wrong paper, there is some wrong documents, and your application can be rejected. And that's why to avoid this, it's essential to work with a qualified Turkish lawyer, ensure a proper evaluation report, and make all payments through official bank channels. That's why the process stays fully compliant from the start.
Wonderful. Thanks for sharing that, Abhik. Abhik, another question now is regarding power of attorneys. With so a lot of buyers may not be able to actually go to Turkey to execute certain work there. Do you recommend foreign buyers grant a power of attorney to a lawyer during the purchase process? And what are the pros and cons from your end?
Yes, and granting a power of attorney to a trusted Turkish lawyer is very helpful. It allows the lawyer to handle title deed transfer, bank procedures, and applications on the client's behalf, and especially if the buyer is abroad. The main advantage is saving time and avoiding translation or notary hassles. The only question is to limit the scope of the power of attorney to need necessary transaction for security reason. Also, the foreigners can issue the power of attorney at Turkish consulate in their country, or they can come to Turkey and we can accompany to them to issue the power of attorney at the public notary in Turkey. It's easy process, but actually I think it's the main important issue and for this citizenship program, because continue this program with the lawyer and you can avoid and the most of the problem, and maybe you can receiving rejected and from the Turkish government, and you can make successful and we on your application with the lawyer.
Wonderful. So I strongly recommend, we being immigration lawyers as well and advisors for New Zealand, we strongly recommend you always use a Turkish lawyer when you are looking at property for Turkey. It is very useful. Getting to a new country is challenging. There are a lot of legal compliances that are required. So it is really, really important to have someone, and as useful as Ibk, and like she said, it's very useful. So whoever you are using, please use a lawyer when you are looking at investment decisions. My another quick question following that, Ibk, to you is: after citizenship is approved, are there any ongoing requirements or property holding rules investors need to keep in mind?
Yes, the investor must keep the property for at least 3 years after citizenship is granted. There is no ongoing residence or tax requirement just for citizenship, but selling the property early could lead to problems if 3 years commitment is broken. After that period, the investor is free to sell or transfer the property without affecting citizenship status.
That's really helpful. So once you are granted your citizenship, guys, you need to keep your property in Turkey for 3 years following that. That's great to know. We want to move back to Sharfa. I want to talk a little bit about the lifestyle, the legacy, and the future. What are the reasons why people would consider looking at Turkey as an investment destination? So, what does a day-to-day lifestyle look like for families and entrepreneurs who relocate to Turkey through this program, Sharfa?
So for families in Turkey, lifestyle looks like balance between culture, work, and convenience. Many investors, they have chosen modern neighborhoods which give them access to their children to international schools, and also on the weekend they can go to these historical sites and enjoy the coastal and the delicious Turkish cuisines which they are famous for. So Turkey offers like a very mix of this family dynamic and also at the same time the culture and the comfort that people are looking for. And when we talk about the entrepreneurs, the Turkey offers a dynamic business opportunities, networking between the bridge between Europe, Asia, and the Middle East. So this allows entrepreneurs to have a wide range of opportunities to connect through these kind of opportunities, allowing their business to expand even beyond Turkey.
Wonderful. And Shafa, are you seeing a shift in Turkey or in foreign investors who are looking at Turkey from a more purpose-driven investment, meaning people who want not just a passport but a new base or a community in Turkey?
Absolutely. There is a wide shift right now, especially our clients from Pakistan, especially they are moving, and also some clients from Dubai. Because the thing about Dubai is that Dubai is a great city for, opportunities for work and for, if we see in the terms of finance they provide. But their residency is not secure. If anything could happen at any moment, they have to leave that country. But Turkey allows them this to have this legal residency for lifetime, for generations, by acquiring Turkish citizenship. So yes, there is a shift right now. People want to move to a place which is more secure, more stable, and more like a family kind of vibe. So Turkey gives that opportunity to them. So yeah, I have seen a lot of shift right now, and I think it's gonna expand more and more as the world is shifting, the things are shifting in the world. So there will be a lot of movement towards Turkey. And it's still right now, people from Pakistan now they have started to come more and more because of this.
And now, finally, my last question is for someone listening who's just starting their journey, what one piece of advice each of you would give to ensure a smooth and successful process? Let's start with Sharfa, since you're already on the spot here. Could you give us one piece of advice to someone listening?
Well, I would advise that take your time to understand the market and your personal goal, and do your due diligence, and be more like clarify about your objects, because this will allow you to make more clear decision for your future. So clarity is the key, and we are here to help you anytime regarding Turkish real estate. So I would be glad to help you anytime.
Fantastic. And IBK, tell us what you would like to share as a piece of advice for someone who wants to have a smooth and successful investment journey to Turkey.
I totally agree with Ms. Sharfa. My advice would be work with professionals, and you can trust qualified lawyer and of course a professional real estate advisor. Make sure every step from beginning to end, and from evaluation report and to receiving the Turkish passport, is clear, transparent, and compliant with Turkish law. And that's the key to smooth and successful investment journey.
Wonderful. Thank you, Shafa and BK. Thank you for sharing such valuable insights today. This conversation has really demystified the process of investing in Turkey and understanding how property can lead actually to citizenship, and also what are the differences between citizenship and residence. So I think a lot of very, very good information has been shared by both of you. For our listeners who would like to connect directly to Properties Portal Turkey and to Sharfa, and also try to, if you have any questions regarding the legal side, you want to get in touch with Aybike, we will share the link for both of them here. And if you're considering global mobility options, whether through investment, residency, or entrepreneurship, you can reach out to 1881 Global Mobility team. Thank you both so much for taking the time and talking to us. It's been a real pleasure, and we really strongly encourage everyone viewing to really give Turkey a strong consideration. It's a great economy. It's at the verge of Asia and Europe, and some really good things happening there. So thank you again, both of you, for demystifying so many of these questions. Appreciate your time. Thank you.